That'd be fun.
He's going to get Daddy Bill to fly him to the airport at Sun River.
Truckers go pretty far. Just go to a truck stop.
That'd be cool.
Anyway,
You can take a bus.
if the motor stops, it glides. What glides?
The airplane.
The airplane, it glides.
Well, that's pretty brave. Do you have a helmet?
A helmet?
Crash helmet?
Do you used to go swimming every day?
Dad, did you
I
swim?
did, yeah. Right out there. When I was a little boy, we always did.
Hey, Dad, tell us about the mattress when you went surfing with the mattress covers.
That was in Santa Monica.
Yeah, that's where I learned that in Santa Monica. Those were called a Pacific Ocean bag.
Okay, now this is the street we lived on. So Dell and I could, you know, run back and forth.
To the boyfriend's house.
Well, actually, it was her sister we went to see.
Sure did.
Oh, right.
Johnny, just trust me. I know which one I lived in. It's this one on the right, yeah. It looks quite different, but
That one right there?
yeah.
I bet it's pretty swanky.
But we're not going to get out. No, let's don't stop.
Why not? We got out for his house.
No,
This
no,
didn't
no.
have as much impact
I like
on
that.
Dad goes, oh, this wasn't very cool compared to... What
Well,
do you
this
mean
is
it didn't have the impact, Dad.
on all of the.
Dale's probably screaming, stop. Did they stop?
No.
They didn't.
Why would she be screaming that?
That's where she grew
She
up.
got married when we were living in that house, and there are a lot of really good memories. I have an interesting memory about that house.
What happened,
Tell
Mom?
it. Come
Well,
on,
you know,
tell it. It's not like it's on video camera or anything.
My father died and when I was 9, and my mother remarried, and she married a man who was very prejudiced. And I was on the student council in high school, and we met with the boys and girls on the student council at the black high school. At that time, it was not integrated, and it was called Solomon Coles. And this one boy played the piano beautifully.
This might.
It's red. Now it's
You
red.
know, excuse me just a second, but this, it didn't hit me until we just passed by. This woman said, oh, the people you met must have been the McHenrys, and they had to move back to Houston.
Their name was
The
McHenry.
McHenrys.
Yeah,
Who are the McHenrys?
I forgot about
That's
that.
his last name.
The people
Oh,
we
man.
saw last year that lived there.
I'm getting sucked into this.
Do you feel it?
So wait a minute, what about yours?
I
All
wanted,
right, can I finish my story?
well, I just wanted to say, I want Davis to feel a part of all this.
I don't have much choice, do I?
No, you know.
Back to my story, chapter number 2. So I told this boy, I said, do you have a piano? No, I asked him, do you have a piano? Where do you practice? And he said, I practice in our church. And I said, how often is that? And he said, well, they let me go in there on Sunday afternoon. So I said, we have a piano at our house, and you're welcome to come anytime and play. So at supper that night, I told Mother and Homer that this boy, Tom, would be coming sometimes in the afternoon after school and practice on the piano. I could see nothing wrong with that. And my stepfather, you could almost see smoke coming out of his ear.
Interruption real
He said,
quick.
"No."
Aunt Catherine and my grandmother lived right there.
In that parking lot?
Yes. And I'll tell you that.
You interrupted my story.
Homer was prejudiced.
I'm going to interrupt it again because here's a very important place to me. It's where I
Homer
was
was
born.
prejudiced.
Dad, you were
Very
Dad, you were just born in the other house. How many places were you born?
Well, that other house used to be over here, and they moved it.
Oh, okay.
Okay, what did your father say?
He was so mad at me. He said, we will not have a black boy coming to our front door and playing our piano. Well, then I exploded. And it was a very nasty confrontation, but I was only a senior in high school, and he was my stepfather, and my mother was caught in the middle, and so she was always a peacemaker. She said, if you'll just go in the living room for a few minutes, I'll talk to Homer. That was my stepfather's name. And so she talked to him, and he said, absolutely, he will not come here. So Mother came in. She said, you'll have to call him and tell him that he can't come. And I said, well, I think I'll just move out then. I was so mad. I stormed out of the house. I walked and walked. I walked down to the water and I thought about it. And I thought, well, I really don't have any other place to go. So I had to just...
You could go to Jimmy and Johnny's. You could go to Johnny's.
Well, I don't think they would have appreciated it.
Okay.
End of story.
Well,
Okay.
end of
So did you
story,
call up?
because we're coming, and now, amigos, here is where I was born, right? Okay, end of that story.
So did you eventually call up Tom and tell him he couldn't come?
Yes, but I found another place that he could practice more often.
good.
But my stepfather had some very strange ideas.
I didn't know that Homer was prejudiced.
You never knew Homer, but
Dad, your father. Hello.
yes.
I wouldn't be.
No, Johnny, only 10.
Ten.
How many?
Dad, how many people came to your wedding?
750.
Say
We had a
that,
big
Dad.
dance at the country club.
Was it at this church here?
It was at this church. They may not have all come, but they all came to the country club, I guarantee.
Okay, carry on. We're not gonna get
Well,
out.
there
Look
you
at
go.
all the presents.
Might as well be in Vegas. Well, most of these people, the reason you should get someone should get married in Vegas.
Can we have a little more family history?
Come to the wedding for the free food.
I want you kids to hear this.
Oh wait, Mom's got a story, David.
That's okay. This is a church that both of his grandmothers were the Sunday school teachers for the adult classes. Grandmuddy, who was Daddy John's mother, she had about 150 in her Sunday school class, and then a competitive class was Aunt Catherine's mother and Helen's mother, and she taught this just all women's class. She had about 50. So they were the pillars of the Presbyterian church.
Mom, that was an exciting story. Call David Letterman.
But when we came about 2 years ago, we looked for it, and somebody had bought that and jacked this little house up on stilts. It's just it's the junkiest thing you ever saw. It's where Grandmother lived, and we had a lot of fond memories there.
And you know, let's see if we can. I bet we could go in that one.
And we all have furniture from that house, I bet. Don't
Have what?
the editorial table. That, you
Oh,
know,
yes,
all
yeah,
have chairs
definitely.
or a table or something.
sure.
It was Grandma.
You have a chair. You have an old chair that
Oh,
with
Big
sand
Daddy's
in it.
chair? Yeah. Is that big chair with the
Yeah,
sand
that
in
was
it?
in that house.
We gotta go.
That's right. You won't believe the house is so hideous.
We gotta go.
Jamie said we can't let people that aren't in the family know that we ever.
Oh, that means you.
Don't take the battery out of the camera.
David, you're getting me too much.
Well, you know, Johnny, when you went by Furman's house, Daddy was going, I want to see Grandmother's house.
Well, I do too.
So, okay, good.
We all have skeletons in our closet. Lance has a little mafia in his family.
That's right.
We better stay in line. Oh, that's on.
We went by Aunt Dell's house. I mean, Aunt Dell's house, right?
On Indiana
Yes,
Street.
yeah, the
You
one
went,
behind.
she didn't stop.
So,
You went by so fast.
and then Jamie's house is nearby too, right?
They lived in the same house.
Oh,
Kid, it's
That's right,
true,
they're
man.
sisters.
You're going to have a test later.
It is. It's so interesting.
it's actually it's a sequel for it.
Yes, we
Can
are.
I get a picture of you and Johnny and Mom and Daddy?
Billy walked
We're walking out
Dad,
down
I
the
want a
aisle.
picture of you and Mom and Jamie and Johnny, because that's where you guys were married.
Oh, pardon. Well, who's going to be the preacher?
Well, I'm not going to marry you. I just want a picture coming out. Of here.
We were back there in the shade.
Austin, you didn't get married in that church. Get out of the picture.
I want to be in the shade.
Anybody who got married can see
Can we be in the shade?
No, I guess not.
Aunt Catherine, how are you supposed to pose
sisters.
so you look slender?
Wait, Mom, you again, Catherine said you never say help and pose. Mom, do your back.
I don't think that.
Yeah, put your other foot on the.
Oh, that's good.
They both have the shirts on.
Okay.
Do we have to go to Furman?
Yes, we're going to Furman. I want to do
We all want to see where all that furniture we got came from.
Jamie,
What's Furman?
Jamie, you have no memory of Furman, does she?
Not the ones you and I have.
What's Furman? It's the first cafeteria we
Denny,
ate.
I think that she wanted to keep that in the closet. She
Well,
didn't
now
want-
this is a change in plans. Listen to what Bruce is saying. Come here.
I just think it would be a funny joke if we all went over to the Omni and just waited in the parking lot for Jack and Sally.
And called him up on the phone?
Yeah.
Well, maybe Aunt Jane would like to go see Furman before we went over there, because you don't want Sally to see Furman.
What he has called this?
Not again. I'm waiting.
Grandma's house.
But it's been way more
It's
than 20
Grandma's
minutes.
house where he's been a little tiny house, and they
Well, listen,
jacked it up,
maybe
put it
way
on
more
top
than
of
that.
it.
Isn't it?
And